Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the advanced character of our world around us, and this time we will just battle the myth of Enlightenment Age as really a period of enlightenment and reason. Yeah, of course, there were many good scholars living during this era. Actually, the time frame we are talking about is more or less 16,500, according to some scholars 16,800 to 1789 till French Revolution. So, of course, Lavoisier, Vincent Conde, constructor of machines like mechanical duck and so on, and many others. But the most popular ones are the propagandists of Enlightenment age, like Voltaire, this is his pseudonym actually, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, author of such really stupid and fantastic books that later many people try to implement even till today. Social Contract and Noble Wildman. This is actually paranoia. Diderot, who really wanted to introduce a censorship against the opponents of his encyclopedia. So when he was attacked by his opponents, he wanted censorship, but when he wanted to publish his stuff, he was fighting against censorship. So first feature of these main characters of Enlightenment age, everyone interested in this period knows for sure, is that they were hypocrites. They were of course also like Jean-Jacques Rousseau, like Diderot, like Voltaire, people who were not working and didn't want to work for to satisfy their own needs. They were actually financed by, like Rousseau, by affluent ladies who were bored or lonely, and the only profession Rousseau was having and sometimes working, he was teacher of the music. And not so many people know that the majority of the entries in encyclopedia he wrote, this famous Enlightenment Age encyclopedia, were related only to music and teaching music. Okay, so this is great Rousseau, who was writing such crap like Social Contract. I discussed in previous video that state can do everything with you and one cannot oppose. So one can say that Rousseau, and I'm very confident of this what I'm saying, and I take full responsibility of this. Rousseau is the father of each form of totalitarianism. Yes, this Jean-Jacques Rousseau, loved by leftists so much, and now also the myth of the noble wild man is getting new life in the writings of the ideologue of great corporations, Mr. Johan Yuval Harari, in his actually long, boring, and not so wise books, with his really miserable philosophy. It's really noble wild man reloaded, and I do not want to talk more about it. So, and there is also another part of the Enlightenment Age philosophy, the avid supporters and avid propagators of this historical period do not want to mention, or many of them even don't know. This is a lot of esotericism. This was a really golden period for development of different esoteric theories and different strange approaches. For instance, there was a huge development of numerology and other different orgies that have nothing to do with science. And here one can mention the semi-sect, quasi-religious movement established by really mysterious guy, Mr. Saint Martin. So people who follow his ideas are called Martinists, and also they were developing, as I mentioned, a lot of esotericism, numerology, and other strange disciplines of, I would say, spooky knowledge, very spooky, and this was very energetic, very vibrant pseudo-intellectual movement during Enlightenment age. one needs to remember that. Yeah, I know. Avid admirers of this historical period don't want to say that. And one of the famous philosophers who is also omitted in basic books about Enlightenment age was, of course, the deviant author of 120 Days of Sodomy and so on, Marquis de Sade. He, in his writings, he wrote a lot, also presented his philosophical views, which are in agreement with many trends of Enlightenment age. And this is the real phase of the Enlightenment age, which was not so enlightened. And one more thing is that from the letters, and many of them are preserved, of these main figures like Voltaire, Diderot, Rousseau, Marquis de Sade, Saint Martin, and many others, we can read how strongly, how fiercely, I would even say, they were despising human beings, not respecting them at all. It shows us how these people were really thinking, and manifestation of their ideas materialized in French Revolution as a hatred towards everything what's human and towards everything what's different from them. French Revolution and its atrocities didn't come from the vacuum. It has origins in Enlightenment age. Its atrocities and deviations as well in these movements I mentioned. That's why I conclude that Enlightenment age was not so enlightened as we tend to think. All the best, have a nice day, bye.